So, Kurt, thank you for joining us for this exclusive interview, I would say. You've been stuck in the US for a few months now. Tell us what caused you to be stuck there and how long really you've been there.
So let me say I've been counting. It's been 77 days. And I came here on, it was March 10, just a week after we had elections in Guyana because I was in Guyana for the elections. Um, it was for some routine business engagements. And I was supposed to be back in Guyana within 2 weeks. Anyone that knows me know that I don't like to be away from home for a week, much less 2 weeks. The longest I've ever traveled for is probably just about 10 days or so. So being here for this extended period has been a little tough on a personal level. I could probably talk about being homesick, missing home. Most persons looking at this video would know that I work in the media and I anchor the news for the newsroom. So being away from everything that is happening on the ground in terms of elections and COVID-19, it's really disappointing for me at this time. But I'm making the best of the situation here. I'm staying indoors and remaining safe. Sometimes I feel the need and the urge to go out, and I do. I go for little strolls in the park and so on. But I'm staying indoors and I'm really trying to cope with what is happening.
Are you on the government list here in Guyana for the Guyanese, the 300 plus Guyanese who are coming home soon?
So the first thing I'm going to say is we learned about the announcement by the COVID-19 task force last Friday, and we all welcomed the announcement. We were very excited. To answer your question directly, I do not know. I'm actually part of a Facebook group and a WhatsApp group of Guyanese stranded abroad. And we've been coming together to discuss our individual circumstances and our experiences and really pool our resources together to see how best we could get back home. So the first difficulty about, like I said, we welcome the announcement and we're very excited. But the first difficulty is 3 days after the announcement was made by the COVID-19 task force, no one really knows who are the 300 Guyanese who will be returning home to Guyana. So that's the first difficulty we face. Even though we're all in the group, none of us know who are the 300 persons. Let me also say that there are Guyanese spread all across America, all the states in America, across Canada, across the Caribbean, as far as Europe and Asia. And it's very likely that the 300 persons will not come from any one place. So at this time, we are still awaiting word from our respective consulates and government offices to know who exactly are the 300 persons. So our first concern is that, one, we do not know who's doing the arrangement for us to get on a flight to get back home. The second thing is in terms of cost, because at this time, we suspect that if we were to get on an airplane and come home to Guyana, it would mean that we would have to foot the cost for that airplane to go into Guyana and also to come back to its respective destinations. That at this time, based on our estimation, might be a little costly. As I said, we don't know of any flights going into Guyana to bring persons out. So at this time, we suspect we'd have to foot the cost for both legs of the flight. We don't anticipate that we will get home anytime this week. There's a requirement that we have to do our COVID-19 testing, and we would have to have a negative result before we make it onto the flights. In some places, it has posed some amount of difficulty for persons. And I could tell you, in the group, like I said, there are persons in several locations. We have persons in Caribbean countries complaining that the tests available are only for citizens there. So there's no way, well, I shouldn't say there's no way, but it seems to be some amount of difficulty for a non-national to get a test in another territory. So that's one of the concerns we heard. Another one is the cost associated. So in some places, we're seeing that in order to get the PCR test, which is required by the task force to get home, it could cost you anywhere between 200 and 300 US dollars. We have found some avenues where it's being offered free of charge or a little less than that amount. But then again, there's also a stipulation or requirement to have the test done and produced 48 hours before. So at this time, we still don't know who the 300 persons are. So no one necessarily wants to go out and take the test because we don't know when exactly the flight is leaving also.
Well, Kurt, I really hope that you get on a flight soon and return to Guyana because we do need you here at the newsroom. Elections is still ongoing. You're still part of this team. And we need a new face on our evening broadcast. And
I'm sorry, but let me just say before you wrap up, Fareeza, because I've also been following the comments on social media and I've been listening to what lots of persons have had to say about Guyanese who are stranded abroad. And let me just say that everyone who's not in Guyana and would like to return was not on a vacation. We were not sunbathing in the sun and that sort of thing. Lots of persons were on business trip. We have persons who are professionals back home and were on work assignments abroad. We have students who are studying. But regardless of who we are, we're all Guyanese and we want to get home. It would be a huge relief. Like I said, I've been here since March, but there are persons that I've talked to that have been here since February and January. And while I'm staying with family, there are persons who've had to foot hotel bills and that sort of thing. So it would be a huge relief for the 300 persons who will eventually make it on that official list. And we really do hope that if the airport is not reopened on June 3rd, then the COVID-19 task force would consider another special flight to bring more Guyanese back home.
And with that, thank you, Kurt, for speaking with us and sharing your experience and your difficulties at this time. And we hope to see you back here in Guyana soon.
Thank you, Fareeza.